Living in Southern California, we're familiar with earthquake warnings, but how about wildfire warnings? Is there a system for that? Well, yes and yes, two in fact. Let's take a look at them both. Come with me, let's get virtual. So let's talk about the NFDRS, the National Fire Danger Rating System, and the other one, the red flag warning. I'm going to simplify this a lot, but here's the basic concept. This one, the NFDRS, is more for the understanding of the general public. That's you and me. Meanwhile, the red flag warning is for those more specifically involved in or in charge of protecting or managing land, responsible, say, for prescribed burns that could get out of control and turn into a wildfire. So basically, the NFDRS is more like, say, a telescope giving you a wide picture. And the red flag warning is more of a microscope, giving you a more precise, more detailed view. Let's take a look now at the National Fire Danger Rating System, that long view from the telescope. It's been around since the 1970s to help park and fire managers help the public decide whether or not to, say, have a campfire or drive their off-road vehicle into tall grass. It's operated by the land management agencies you can see in front of you, these guys, Fish and Wildlife, National Park, Bureau of Land, and the Forest Service. They use a network of thousands of their own remote automatic weather stations, or as they're called, RAWs, to monitor conditions. Now, the red flag warning system is operated by the National Weather Service. It uses way more data input and meteorological information to get more specific, focused and localized results, which can make all the difference, knowing more specifically where it's very dangerous for a fire to break out. Often, when there's a red flag warning, nothing happens. And that's because the fire agencies are ready to send resources to the places that are most vulnerable to stop fire from breaking out in the first place. The fact you don't hear of anything happening during these alerts is actually a huge victory, a silent success. Both services look for very similar data, the things that can help any fire grow from something small to way out of control. Humidity, that's moisture in the air, fuel moisture, which is how dry vegetation is, especially if it's dead, or if it's still alive, then it'll obviously take longer to light. And a whole host of other information, including lightning activity and whether or not there's been a drought. The Spectrum News 1 weather team also wanted to mention that these warnings shouldn't be something to scare us. They're both purely cautionary scales to remind us to carry on as normal, but also to be mindful and take care when visiting national parks or forests, or to think before we do anything with a flame, because whichever warning system you use, if the fire danger level is extreme, well, just one spark from you could be the explosive source for an uncontrollable wildfire.